So you want to build a PC, but you're not entirely sure where to start. I was right where you probably are. So overwhelmed by all the components of a PC that I thought, oh, no way, I can't handle that. I'm not tech savvy enough. And so I gave up before I even started. I had heard online, it's not that hard to build a PC. You can do it. I didn't believe that I could. And then I got very lucky. My friend was selling a PC. He gave me a great deal on it. And so what I did is I started with his base, and then I slowly have been upgrading parts from there. So let me break down what I've got going on in my PC, what I'm using it for, why I like it, and hopefully that gives you a better base to start building your own PC as well. First, let me break down what all of the individual components in a PC case are. Now, this might be redundant for people who already have the knowledge, but I started at scratch. No idea of what I was even trying to do. So I'm working off the assumption that maybe you're in the same boat. If you already know this, feel free to skip past. And if you don't, I have my notes right here, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I wrote down when I was trying to figure out what even is a PC, what are the components for, how am I supposed to start? So where we're starting at is CPU. The CPU is what makes your PC run. Most of your normal browsing tasks will be used by the CPU, and anything visual would be from your graphics card. Then you have your motherboard. Your motherboard is what's gonna fit all of the puzzle pieces that is a PC. It has its own sizing, just like a case does, and so you do have to make sure that the sizing of your motherboard fits with the sizing of your case, but just think of it as the base for your puzzle pieces. Next, we have RAM. This is what helps with processing, and the more RAM you have, the faster things will get processed. Then we have hard drives. Hard drives are the storage capabilities of your PC. This is where if you're downloading drivers, if you're downloading games, the hard drive is the memory that all of that is going to be saved into. Then we have what, if you're gaming, is going to be the most important, your graphics card. Graphics cards are usually the most expensive part of the PC. This is what runs the visual aspects of games, for example. So that has to do with frames per second and with the overall display capabilities and visual capabilities of your PC. Next, you have power supply. It's exactly what it sounds like. This is what gives power to every component in your PC. So you do have to be careful because sometimes the sum power of all the parts in the PC can outweigh what the capabilities of your power supply are. So just something to keep in mind. So that's a quick breakdown of the individual components of a PC. Let's now get into what I have for mine. So for my PC, I was really focused on keeping it as small and compact as possible. Now, I love the big PCs, the ones with the big glass cases. They have screens inside, they have decorations, but my desk is cramped. I don't have space for all of that. For me, I wanted small, so that's why I went with a mini ITX build. I will say it fits the dimensions of what I wanted perfectly, but it does come with its own issues in terms of if I want to change anything in my PC, I have to take every single portion out. There's always going to be a give and take here. You want small, you're probably going to have a harder time with adjustments and airflow, which is something that I struggled with a lot. I kind of have it down now, but it's just something to keep in mind. Everything about PCs is give and take. It's never completely easy, but it gets easier as you understand what's going on inside a little bit better. I'll run through my parts list very quickly. I do have a PC part picker list, so I'll go ahead and share that in the comments. If I'm going a little bit too quickly, don't worry, I'll include documentation so that you can follow through with everything that I have. For case, I went with the Gintel A600. Full disclosure, I got it from Temu. It's not the best case in that what you see is what you get. There's no hidden back compartment for wires. It's very simple, but what I wanted was the size and the glass side. Believe it or not, most of the small mini ITX build cases don't have any glass components. I wanted to be able to see the internal aspects of my PC. I thought that was the coolest part. And so I got a case that wasn't so good, but that gave me visually and physically the aspects that I was looking for. For my motherboard, I have the ASRock B550 Phantom Gaming ITX. It's a mini ITX AM4. I know that if you upgraded your CPU, you might need to upgrade to an AM5, but so far, AM4 is working for me. For my CPU, I just upgraded to the AMD Ryzen 7 5800 XT. This is 8 core and 16 thread. The reason that I got this one is because I'm a very light gamer, so I wanted a CPU that could balance light gaming with a lot of video editing as well as just normal work tasks. If I was more into heavy gaming, I would have gotten one of the X3D lines as that's what it prioritizes, but because I was looking for more of a blend between normal work, video editing, and light gaming, I ended up going with the XT, and it's been working perfect for me. The only thing is, it gets a little bit hot, so just keep that in mind in terms of airflow and heat inside of your PC. For my GPU, I do have the RTX 3080 Ti. The exact model that I have is no longer available on Amazon, but I'm going to put a picture here of one that is very similar. For me, it's been working great. If I was a heavier gamer, maybe I'd need to upgrade it, but again, I'm doing very light gaming with my friends. I don't think that I need to upgrade my graphics card anytime soon. For RAM, I have the Corsair Vengeance 64 gigabytes DDR4 3200. I wanted at least 64 gigabytes of RAM to make sure that I could run everything smoothly. For storage, I have two. I have the FickWatt FX991 2 terabyte. I did get that one from TikTok Shop. They have a great deals there if you didn't already know. And then the one that my friend gave me that was already included with the PC was the Crucial P2 500 gigabyte. My only regret with that is that I did get this Fangxing 1 terabyte and I would love to switch this one out for my 500 gigabyte, but because the 500 gigabyte is in the back of my motherboard, I'm too lazy to take it out and make the switch. Just as a heads up, sometimes you lock yourself into place there. My power supply, I have the EVGA Supernova 650 watt SFX 80 plus gold. 650 watts so far have been enough to power my PC, but I do keep a careful eye on it. PC Part Picker is really great because it will tell you how much power consumption all of your products have, and it will help you keep an eye on whether you need to upgrade your power supply or not. For my case fans, now because my case was so small, I had to get a little bit nifty with it. I got the Thermalite TL-C12CS and I installed two of those as intake outtake in this direction on the top of my case, and then I got the Thermalite TL8015W, a very small fan, on the side of my case to work as intake this way. Oh God, fans are the hardest part for me. So imagine I have my PC here, I have my little case fan here, and then the two bigger ones up top. So what's happening is the little one draws in cool air from the back, and then the two fans on the top get that air, cycle it, and then bring it out. So I have cool air flowing in and then that hot air blowing out. And that has helped me regulate the temperature a lot in my case. It was getting very hot before. And then I did forget to mention that I have a CPU cooler, which is the Noctua NH-L9A AM4. And so combined with my case fans, that has been helping me regulate the heat inside of my case because it's so small. The heat was just really trapped in there. So I had to make a lot of concessions in order to make sure I got a little bit of airflow going on. And then finally, I also have Windows 11. I know everyone says it, but after I had a base to start with, it really did make learning the individual components and figuring out what I wanted to upgrade to a lot easier for me. But I will say, if I didn't have the base, maybe I would have never started. So hopefully me giving you my PC list and what I'm working with right now helps give you a better idea. And a note for anybody who's starting out, ChatGPT is really great in terms of asking it about PC parts. When I was trying to figure out airflow for my case, ChatGPT walked me through it, gave me ideas on where to place the fans and which ones to get. And so that step-by-step guide was really helpful. So just as a little keynote for anybody who's looking for additional assistance, ChatGPT is very helpful. I hope that helps. I hope that sets you up for success. If you have any questions about my PC build or what I think and recommendations, just put them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. And let me know if you'd like to see another video about my peripherals, because as you can see, I got a lot of those as well. Bye.